We all have so many different personality traits and character, right? We all do. But push anybody to the edge when you get them to break and they can't take it anymore. You will see the bad side. You will see the other side that will make you want to run. But before you run, you need to stop. You need to stop, turn around, and think, what did I do to cause this? Because that's what most of us fail to think. Most of us fail to do that self-evaluation. When we see our partner, somebody we've been dating, somebody we've been married to, somebody we've been engaged to, when we see them going helter skelter and acting out of character, we quick to say, oh, she's crazy, he's crazy. If even you didn't do nothing, you have to owe it to humanity. You have to owe it to yourself to stop and think, well, what did I do that make this person to do this? Sometimes some people, you don't do nothing to them. They're just naturally, broken and crazy like that. You don't got to do anything. Sometimes the way they think, sometimes their assumptions, sometimes the way they just perceive you will make them to behave crazy towards you. That's a whole different ball game. But whenever things start to go downhill in a relationship, we all have to self-evaluate. You have to start looking at your rap sheet. How you've been relating to this person, how you've been treating this person, how you've been communicating with this person. You got to look at all that and ask yourself, what did I do to make this person to behave like this? Oh, hey, she never used to go out and stay out late like this. He never used to go out and stay out late like this. He never used to ignore my call. He never used to ignore my text. He always used to reply. She never used to ignore my call. She never used to ignore my text. He always used to eat my food. We used to go out. He never used to behave this way. She never used to behave that way. What did I do? Look at your rap sheet. Go back in history. Go back in time and think of some things. Start from the recent ones. Because sometimes we'll be in relationship, we will let things slide. We let things slide. We're letting things slide. But eventually, when it starts to build up, and you continue to do, and the person continue to do some things, it will just take that one incident that will make the person just shut down, shy away, and pretty much change. It's our behavior that make people character and personality change towards us. Your behavior will make somebody change towards you. It's always like that. But like I said, not always, because some people drive themselves nuts. Their assumptions, their perception, believing whatever goes on in their head. Some people drive themselves nuts. Nobody got to drive them nuts. So when things are going downhill in your relationship, you owe it to your relationship, you owe it to that person to really think about, what have you done? Ask the question. If you can't think of it, ask the question. At least when the person in the position to tell them what the problem is, put yourself in the shoes. Don't start judging right away and trying to, justify it. Put yourself in their shoes. That's the first thing you got to do. If you can't put yourself in the shoes because you're so selfish, put somebody else that you hold dear to your heart, like your brother or your sister or your daughter or your son. Put them in their shoes and have somebody else do that to them. And see, how would you look at it from a distance? Because we are good at judging things from a distance. We are good at playing the good Samaritan when we look at other people's relationship, don't we? We try to play the good Samaritan all the time with other people's life. So you're gonna have to just put it on the others, in the other box, if you can put yourself in that box, to see where your partner is coming from. Yeah, we do that all the time. But you have to put it in such a way that you can see things from the other person's point of view. Otherwise, you're not going to fix the change that has caused everything to go south, or that it is causing things to go south. Otherwise, you won't fix that thing that has changed, that has made the relationship to be less interesting, less fun, less exciting, and less rewarding. So you always got to think about your rap sheet in relationships, man. If even the person don't want to say it, think of all the offenses that has gone on in a relationship where you have been guilty, and think of the recent thing that you have done, because sometimes only one thing will trigger all of that, and then you just lose sight, and then that person, you just lose the connection with that person. Sometimes it's not forever, but your behavior, your response will determine if you can rekindle and come back to the basics and come back to where everything was at.